A secret isn't dangerous because it exists. It's dangerous because of how carefully people build their lives around not touching it. The way conversations bend around certain topics. The way questions get answered just enough to keep you quiet but never enough to make you certain. A secret that survives for years becomes something else entirely. It becomes structure. It becomes routine. It becomes the invisible rule everyone follows without ever saying it out loud. And if you grow up inside that kind of structure, you don't question it. You adjust to it. You learn where to stand, what not to ask, how to belong just enough to not be noticed but never enough to be fully seen. My family lived like that. We weren't loud about it. We weren't dramatic. We were the kind of family people described as stable, close, dependable. The kind of family that hosted holidays that everyone wanted to attend. The kind of family that clapped for each other's achievements, celebrated birthdays with layered cakes and matching decorations, showed up for graduations in coordinated outfits and proud smiles. We looked complete. We looked like something solid. And for 32 years, I believed we were. My name is Alina Raza. I'm 32 years old. And 3 months ago, at my cousin's engagement dinner, my aunt handed out DNA kits like party favors. My family laughed. They clapped. Someone made a joke about finding out we were secretly royalty. Someone else said they hoped they had something exotic in their blood. Glasses clinked. Phones came out. Pictures were taken. It felt harmless. It felt like entertainment. And then my mother's face went white. Not pale in the way people describe casually. Not surprised. Not confused. White like something had been drained out of her. White like a person who had just seen the exact moment their life stops being manageable. And I understood something before I even opened the box. Not the details. Not the truth. Just the shape of it. The weight of it. The way the air in the room shifted slightly around her, like everyone else was still laughing but something underneath had already cracked. Before I take you back to that night, subscribe, hit like, and tell me where you're listening from right now. Now let me take you to the evening everything changed. It was a Thursday in March. My cousin Zara's engagement dinner at a rented farmhouse just outside the city. Strings of warm lights draped across the courtyard, long wooden tables covered in white linen, the smell of grilled meat and fresh bread drifting through the air. There were maybe 40 of us. Immediate family, close relatives, the kind of gathering where everyone knows everyone's business without ever saying it directly. My family has always been like that. Close, but controlled. My father, Imran, owns a chain of small electronics stores across the city. My mother, Syra, manages everything else. The house, the events, the social expectations, the quiet politics that come with being part of an extended family that never really lets anyone step outside the lines. She was the one who made sure everything looked right. And it always did. I arrived early, like I always do. An hour before most people. My mother had called me that afternoon. Come early, help me set things up. She didn't ask if I was free. She never asked. I adjusted table settings, checked place cards, made sure the desserts were arranged evenly. When my brother Ayan arrived, he went straight to the group of cousins near the fire pit, laughing before he even fully stepped into the space. My sister Hira came later, carrying a gift bag and an excuse about traffic. Nobody questioned it. Nobody ever questioned her. There's a pattern in families like mine. If you watch closely, you'll see it. Who gets asked for help and who gets excused from it? Who is expected to show up early and who can arrive late without consequence? Who gets thanked and who gets assumed? I didn't think about it much back then. It just felt normal. That night, it still felt normal, until my aunt stepped forward. My Aunt Farah has always been the curious one. The one who asks questions other people avoid. She's a retired biology teacher, methodical, detail-oriented, the kind of person who reads instruction manuals before opening the box. A few months before the dinner, she had sent DNA kits to a handful of us. Just for fun, she said. A little family project. We all did it. Spit in the tube, seal it, send it back. Nobody thought twice. That night, she stood up near the center of the courtyard, holding a decorative box tied with a ribbon. I have a surprise, she said, smiling. The room quieted just enough. A few months ago, I had some of us take DNA tests. I've printed the results. Laughter. Actual applause. Tonight, we open them together. People loved it. Of course they did. It felt like a game. Like something light. Something harmless. She started handing out envelopes. One by one. Names written neatly across the front. I took mine. It felt heavier than it should have. Not physically. Just something about it. I looked across the table at my mother. She wasn't smiling. Her fingers were wrapped around the edge of her glass, too tight. Her shoulders were stiff. My father wasn't looking at anyone. He was staring down at the table like he'd suddenly found something very interesting in the grain of the wood. Okay, my aunt said. On 3. She counted down. 3. 2. 1. Paper tore open all around us. People laughed immediately. Oh, I'm mostly Middle Eastern. There's some Central Asian here. No way, I've got European. It was loud, excited, chaotic in a harmless way. I unfolded mine slowly. The first thing I saw was the ethnicity breakdown. It didn't match what I expected. Not even close. There were regions I had never heard mentioned in our family. Percentages that didn't align with anything I'd been told. But I didn't have time to process that. Because the laughter stopped. Not everywhere. Just at our table. The shift was subtle. Like a sound fading out of range. I looked up. My mother had opened her envelope. Her face had lost all color. Completely. Her lips parted slightly, but she wasn't speaking. She wasn't even blinking. My father still hadn't opened his. He didn't need to. I looked back down at my paper. There was another section. DNA matches. Close relatives. My brother Ayan listed as a half-sibling. My sister Hira listed as a half-sibling. My father, no match. No match. And at the top of the list, a name I had never seen before. Cameron Siddiqui. Predicted relationship, parent. I read it twice. Then a third time. My brain didn't reject it. It didn't panic. It just adjusted. Quietly. Like it had been waiting for something like this to make sense of everything that never quite fit. I looked up again. My mother was staring at me. And for the first time in my life, I didn't see my mother. I saw a person who had just been exposed. 7 minutes. That's how long it took for everything to collapse.